Today's date is September 27, 2014. My name is Leslie Williams. This is my tent. It is now locked up. I'm preparing to leave for the day. There's the lock on it right there, that little, hang on. Just to prove that the tent is here and that it's locked up, this is the area I was brutally assaulted at on July 9, 2014. Let's see if I come home and this tent is missing, damaged, or stolen, or trespass notice put on it. I also have a huge amount of hiking material, camping gear, and clothes hidden out of sight close by. If I come home and anything's missing, damaged, or stolen, and or if any event transpires at this area on every single day and night while I am here, including them fucking around with my bike. They've already flattened the tires on it 2 nights in a row here at this location. Now, I'm preparing to move from this area. They know I use that bike in order to carry property with me to the other areas that I plan on moving to. Gang stalking is what I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is making predictions concerning what could happen concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me at this area, and definitely at any other place that I use for hiking areas, including preventing me from moving there by, see, they know where my property's hidden at. I already know they know it. I've come home and property, see, because when I leave every day, I bag up my sleeping bags, my pajamas, and all my other health and beauty aids, and I put them in 2 separate bags, and then I put those 2 bags in a 55-gallon heavy-duty bag, and then I hide it completely out of sight once they're tied up. I've come home on at least 6 occasions, and the property within the bags themselves were tied in ways that I wouldn't even dream of, and the property inside the bag was folded in ways that I've never folded one thing in my entire life, and I'm middle-aged. Okay, now entering a target's home and rearranging furniture, refolding target's clothes is all over the internet in reference to that being a gang stalking technique, so they know where my shit's hidden. The whole goal in gang stalking is to basically, well, one of the main goals in gang stalking, just go to Google and type in gang stalking and how they create homelessness of targets. That's right, just do it and research it, and you'll see that it is one of their main methodologies they bring about against the target in order to exploit the target. Now, I have already moved some of my property to other hiking areas. Organized stalking, gang stalking, identical verbal harassment has been caught on hundreds of audio files happening around me, along all my routes, everywhere I go, every single day. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. It's also been caught on happening here, happening along walking routes, bus routes, businesses, libraries, university campuses, university libraries. The same exact identical harassment. Now, that shows me and should tell you that either one person, persons, or group are steering the entire campaign, because the harassment is identical. That's right. Getting around me and placing people around me to say gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, in that way, literally, repetitively, and at times even almost continuously, is their intentional way to let me know that I'm being gang stalked, because they got to know where I'm at and who I am to do it. They also place individuals along my route to engage, to have them engage in specific physical gestures. These are all overt techniques. They're sensitization tactics that are intentionally represented for the target to either see and or hear, all depending on if it's the physical gesture or the repeated words and phrases. So what I do is predict what these little wild, filthy animals are going to do before they do it in a separate location. In other words, I'm here. I'm wearing a running recording tape recorder on me at all times. If I leave here and gang stalk and oh my god, or gang stalk crazy, or stalk crazy, or oh my, and then gang is said, because they'll also use combinations as well. It'll be caught on this tape recorder. Now, the video file, this video file has got a time and date stamp on it. The tape recorder is operating by time and date as well. If I leave here and it's caught at a later time on the same date, it'll show that I was stalked from here to these areas in order to put this crafted harassment around me, which shows criminal intent to harass, conspiracy to harass, stalking, tracking, and if they decide to stage an event and then use that, see, because basically another thing they'll do is stage events for the target to experience at a business, transportation service, walking routes back and forth to bus stops, back and forth to businesses, hiking areas. They'll stage an event, and and at businesses, they'll even stage the witnesses. And these tag teaming events at businesses are designed to bring about a desired result, a desired effect. That being, but not limited to, accusing the target of, like what they're trying to do with me, they're literally trying to make it appear on multiple different campus safety reports, police reports, security guard reports, that I'm taking video pictures of people for no reason. It's gotten to the point now to where it's like, why even attempt to take a video picture of anybody unless they're approaching me in a hostile way? Why even attempt to? Because the videos would be published online and that's the end of it. The police are involved in this shit, so they're not going to investigate anything. But what they're attempting to do in gang stalking, they try to portray the targeted individual as being mentally ill, and this is done so they can attempt to or take syndicated probate control, so they can call out the target's finances, their bank account, exploit their insurance, and exploit the target sexually in a syndicated run group home. But the falsified incident reports and doctor reports and security guard reports, social services reports, these are the avenues that they use for the documentation to present to the court to take the syndicated probate control. The only way that they can make an incident report and police report is for an incident to occur, which they stage. Staged events and gang stalking expeditions are called street theaters, and that term can be Googled. And you better believe that gang stalking is happening in the business community, except when, like, gang stalking can happen towards an employee where they work at, and when that is occurring, it's called work mobbing, but it's the same exact crime, using the same exact techniques and tactics and methods for the same criminal motivations, except that when it's happening at work towards an employee, it's called work mobbing. Now, if it's already going on in the business community, all you got to do is just think to yourself, well, if you're being gang stalked and you go into a business and they're already engaging in gang stalking, more than likely towards an employee, either in the past or currently, okay, that when they're notified that a target is on their way to their location, they're told how to act. They prop up people to already be at these places, especially if they've learned your regular routines in reference to the bus routes you take to get to. I go to Walmart once, maybe even sometimes twice a month. They know that I never take the 44 bus to get there, except for anything except for to go to Walmart. So as a result of even using my own cell phone as a tracking device, go to YouTube and Google and type in cell phone hacking and gang stalking. This is, once they learn your regular routines and then also using your cell phone as a GPS tracker, is how they can deduce where you're going. They will then prop up people to be at these places in order to use them for either overt harassment and or a staged event. When they stage an event, they will also stage the witnesses. Now, I just got to making a long video concerning this, so this whole video is pertaining to any and all hiking areas, okay? Now, I already made videos about some of the things that just recently happened to me that are causing me to move, but UCSD is directly involved in it. You better believe that. Campus police came here 3 miles off campus to give me a ticket to move. Gang stalk, oh my God, was caught on hundreds of audio files on their campus and even video files. Now, the same exact verbal harassment was caught happening towards me here. Boom. Hold on. They knew I was exposing them online. I even told them that I was going to publish any and all evidence that I catch of this gang stalking happening towards me on their campus. I told them I was going to publish it to the internet, make it private, and then whenever I feel that it's the appropriate time, I'll make them public. I even told them to their face that I'm going to sue them one day. So do you honestly think for 1 second that UCSD coming here to my hiking area to give me an eviction notice 3 miles off campus wasn't intentionally done? Anybody with 2 brain cells would be able to say, yes, it was, Leslie. So right now they're tying me up in the busyness of moving. The day before they came down here, I was at UCSD Biomedical Library using their computers to copy and paste law firms' addresses and lawyers' addresses. Cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. So they just deduced that she's about ready to go to a lawyer. If she finds one that might even just listen to her, she's got audio evidence. They know I got the audio evidence because they were the idiots that propped up the verbal harassment to begin with. So they just figure we'll tie her up in the business of moving, including as a result of causing me to move. They know, see, I had already dropped off property at other areas because I was planning on moving. They know these areas are isolated from neighbors. Like here, I got neighbors behind me, up on the hill, right behind me up on the hill, and I also got neighbors across the street. When I was brutally assaulted here on July 9, 2014, 2.5 days after I made a video prediction saying let's see if anything happens to me here, including assaults, I blew this sports horn that I carry on my waist. Okay, it's a horn that you like when you go to sporting events. And I also yelled, help me, help me, help me. Once they left, I called 911, and 911 even told me that a neighbor called the police. Okay? Now, check this out. The gang stalking verbal harassment that I caught here is the same exact identical verbal harassment that's been caught at UCSD and along all my routes. Now, every single day that I took property to these two areas out of 3, gang stalking, oh my God, was being caught on audio files on all bus routes going to those areas. And then once I dropped the property off and went back to the bus stop, I would make a statement in my tape recorder and even sometimes in video files. Let's see if anybody on this bus or anybody that boards it after I get on it says gang stalk, oh my God. It was said on all bus routes going to those areas. Once I dropped the property off, went back to the bus stop, make another prediction, bus would come, I'd get on the bus, and individuals that were already on the bus would repeat it. That means they knew when I left here to go there to prop them up to be on the bus, on my bus route to go to drop off the property. And that also means that they knew when I left that area to go back to the bus stop to make sure that the people were put on the bus before it arrived at my bus stop. Okay. Now this is their intentional overt way to let you know that you're being monitored in real time at all times by sensitizing you to specific words, phrases, physical gestures, and then placing people along all your routes every day to repeat them. Except they were stupid enough to use this technique towards me everywhere I went every day. So it's been caught here. It's been caught at my other hiking area that I was hiking at 40 miles away. It's been caught happening all over SDSU campus, UCSD campus, USD campus, Ross Grocery Store, CVS, Best Buy, Staples, every Jack in the Box, Arby's, this Walmart I'm going to today. So think about this. If it was said on all bus routes going to those areas to drop property off at, and then on all bus routes that I took to leave the location once the property was dropped off at, they know where the hiking area is at. Therefore, they know it is isolated, wooded areas where anything can happen to me. I can be robbed of all my evidence, raped, robbed of all my money, my IDs, my food stamp cards, my tape recorders, my phones. Okay? Now, if this occurs, it'll directly show that UCSD was directly involved in this causation of these crimes, because the same exact identical verbal harassment was caught hundreds of times on their campus and here and at the last hiking area, and those videos a lot of those videos are already online. Now let's see if they start shutting down my YouTube accounts, because another thing they're doing in closing is going into my YouTube accounts and pasting music to videos that I made, and then YouTube is sending me copyright violations. And if you get 3 of them, they can close down your YouTube account. Now, I went and had a t-shirt made, a white one, that said I am being gang stalked at UCSD, and gang stalking equals human trafficking. The day I had that shirt made, it was either that day or the next day, I went to the UCSD Biomedical Library and then went into the bathroom, hung the shirt up on the bathroom stall door, took a video picture of it, published it to the internet, and then the very next day, when I went to go take a look at it, somebody had attached some Chinese music, and then I got a YouTube notification. So just go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at UCSD Price Center. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Hiking Area. Learning Disabled Woman Makes Predictions Pertaining to Gang Stalking. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at SDSU. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Arby's. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Jack in the Box. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking in Yucca Valley, which is 160 miles away from here. I live in La Jolla in San Diego County. Yucca Valley is in, I think, San Bernardino County. I left this area to go there for 1 week and came back. It was caught being said around me in the same exact identical way in Yucca Valley that it's been caught here on hundreds and hundreds of audio files. All right, I gotta go. So I'm making this prediction now, and they're also gonna stage an events there to make it appear that either park rangers, volunteers for the park, or police know I'm there so they can come and evict me. And they'll probably more than likely either use drug addicts, alcoholic individuals that are mentally ill or pretending to be mentally ill to commit these crimes that rape, robbery, assaults are all 3. And I'm predicting it today. Thank you.